All right, when I went to medical school so many years ago, the school I went to received a lot of its funding, its curriculum development was paid for by the pharmaceutical industry, right? So industry sort of helped shape the way my education occurred. As I was a medical student, I was very quickly given, gifts and free meals, again, sponsored by pharmaceutical industries, medical industries in general. Um, as I much of the research that I learned about was, again, industry and pharmaceutical sponsored research. This is what shaped my education. Uh, Medical conferences that I would go to later as a physician were almost always funded by industry or pharmaceutical companies. Uh, Literally, you know, most days when I was in the operating room operating on people, I had somebody there from industry standing there in the operating room with me, making sure I'm using their products and supporting me as I did that. And some of the people were quite honestly friends. I mean, I had some people that I used to work out with that would sell equipment, and they were not bad people, but the relationship was clearly there. My continuing medical education, which I still participate in, is often pharmaceutical and industry funded. And so when we think about that, what does that result in? It results in physicians that basically only know one way. The only way is the pharmacy way or the industry way. That is it. That's the end of the discussion. There's no other way around that. You think about that. Uh, Algorithms. Everything's computerized now. So when you're looking at a patient, you'll get a flag, based on an algorithm that says this patient should probably be on this type of medication, right? This is what it's all points to that. It's medication, medication, medication. And let's say you decide that I think we might want to do something else, lifestyle related. And just by chance, if they were to have some negative outcome, which may totally not be related to whether or not they got a drug or not, you would still be potentially held liable and sued for that, irrespective of that's actually the cause, because you deviated from the standard of care, which is to prescribe X, Y, and Z drug for X, Y, and Z condition, no questions asked, and that is it. And that is our healthcare system in a nutshell. You go to the doctor today and say, hey, doc, why do I have this chronic disease? What happened? And the doctor will say, most of the time, well, we're not really sure. It could be genetic. It could just be bad luck. Sorry for you. So, I mean, in a way, it's kind of comforting because you're like, well, it's nothing I did. It's not my fault. It's just bad luck. I'm unlucky. Oh, well. Then you say, hey, doc, what do I do about that? Well, here, take this pill the rest of your life, or take these drugs the rest of your life, right? That is healthcare in a nutshell today. Whereas, it might be like, well, maybe there is a reason for you to have this problem. And maybe you had something to do with it. Maybe it was something in your environment, something the food you've been consuming over the last 20 or 30 years, perhaps. And maybe you should stop doing that. And maybe there's things we can fix that will allow you to no longer be diseased. So you don't have to take the pills the rest of your life. But that goes against, obviously how healthcare is set up. And so short answer is healthcare is, in my view, the current healthcare system is broken and it is unfixable in its current form. I think you just have to basically start over. Again, it's one of the things we're doing at Rivera, and I'm happy to report a really good meeting here last night and down here in Los Angeles, meeting with some of the team, talking about how we go forward to change the paradigm. All right, guys. Let me know if for you guys that are physicians, I know that there's many physicians that follow me. I mean, has that been your experience? The ever-present drug rep that's bringing the pizza or the donuts, to the office. Your office staff is always happy about that, handing out their little latest study, the reprints of studies, telling you why their drug is the greatest, and the conferences. And every time you go to you do your CME, your annual CME, and it's all this. Use this drug, use that drug type of stuff. And if you're a patient, the scenario I put in, when you ask your doctor, why did this happen to me? What is the result you've got? I mean, is it more or less been basically, I don't know, genetics? That's kind of the thing we see this. We don't know. Here's the pills. Let me know what you guys think. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.